Hello and welcome to the first video in B8, which is photosynthesis. So in today's video, we're going to be able to state what photosynthesis is. We'll be able to state what the raw materials needed for photosynthesis are, and we'll be able to write the word and balanced symbol equations for photosynthesis. Now, at any time, if you need to pause the video, feel free to do so and come back to it. There are going to be some tasks that will require you to write the answers down. I suggest you pause during those points and then restart the video. So we're going to do a quick starter. I'm going to show you a plant cell, and I want you to label what each of the organelles shown on there are. You can also describe their function as well. So this is looking back at B1 content where we looked at plant and animal cells. So there is the plant cell. I would like you to label what each thing is, and then you can do the challenge as well. Okay, so pause the video now. Okay, and welcome back. So we're going to go from top to bottom, stating what each thing is. Now that first one, that green circle, it's a plant cell. It is the chloroplast. Now chloroplast contain chlorophyll, and that is the site of where photosynthesis happens. The next one down is the cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm is that jelly-like substance in the cells, and it's where all the chemical reactions take place within a cell. Next one down, that big black dot, is our nucleus. So the nucleus contains all of the genetic material of the cell. It contains that DNA. Next one is the vacuole. A vacuole is only present in plant cells, and it contains cell sap, so it helps to provide some structure for the cell. Next one going down, we've got the cell membrane. Now, the cell membrane is present in animal and plant cells, and it controls what goes in and out of the cell. The last one is the cell wall, only present in plant cells, and it provides some strength and protection for the cell. Now the challenge question, what organelle has not been shown in the diagram? And that was the mitochondria. So mitochondria is present in plant cells as well as animal cells. Obviously plants do contain chloroplasts, so they can photosynthesize. They do, however, need to respire as well. So they need to transform energy from glucose molecules into ATP that they can use to carry out all the cell functions. Now, plant cells do have mitochondria. All cells contain mitochondria. They're required to provide that energy. So we're now going to have a little look at what photosynthesis is. So photosynthesis is done by plants. So we're going to draw a picture of a plant. I apologize for my drawing. It's not particularly good. A plant. I'm going to draw some very, very big leaves on the plant because that is where most of it takes place, and we'll draw some petals on there as well. So there we have our plant. Now the word photosynthesis, we can break it down into two parts. We've got the word photo and synthesis, or synthesize. So photo means light, so it uses light. And the word synthesis means to make, so it uses light to make things. So it's making glucose, it's making its own food. Now to do that, the plant needs to use some raw materials. It needs to have some reactants for this chemical reaction to take place. To do that, it uses carbon dioxide. So we've got our chemical formula for carbon dioxide, which is CO2. I apologize for the clicking that you can hear. We've got CO2. So CO2 is just in the air around us. It's part of the air around us. It makes up about 0.04% of it. So there's not a lot of it around. but plants are able to use it. Now CO2 is in the air and it enters into the leaves. It goes into the leaves via diffusion, so it diffuses in. There's more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere than there is in the leaf, so it's going into the leaf through the stomata. Now we've also got water as well. We've got water, which is H2O. H2O. So water, we've got 2 hydrogen molecules there and 1 oxygen. Now water, plants get it from the ground, so their roots absorb the water through osmosis. It then goes up the plant, going up through the xylem and into the leaves. And that process is called transpiration. So we're going into the roots and we're going up to the leaves. Now, we did say that photosynthesis, and break it down, that photo bit means light. So we need light for photosynthesis to happen. So most plants get their light from the sun. We'll draw our sun's rays there. We've got our sun, so plants can't photosynthesize at night because there's not enough light. Now, that sunlight comes down and the chlorophyll in the chloroplast are very, very good at absorbing it. So we've got carbon dioxide and water going in. These are our reactants. We've also got light going in. We need that energy from light. We need energy to enter into this reaction to make it happen. It is an endothermic reaction. We need energy to enter the system or the reaction to make it work. Now coming out at the other end, so we've got our reactants, we get our products coming out as well. I'll show them coming out of the leaf on the other side. So it all happens within all the leaves in the plant. And to make it happen to what we've got coming out, we've got oxygen coming out. So oxygen is produced, got O2. Oxygen, very, very useful for us. We use it for respiring ourselves. We need it to live. We get oxygen coming out, that diffuses out into the atmosphere for us to breathe. We also get glucose being made. So glucose, we have slightly longer chemical formula. It's one you might just want to learn and remember along with this whole equation. Now glucose is C6, so we've got 6 carbon atoms. H12, we've got 12 hydrogen atoms, and O6, which is 6 oxygen atoms. So there we have it. We have carbon dioxide and water going into the plant, and that produces oxygen and glucose, and we need light to make it happen. Now this is showing what's going on. Now when we look at it, we can see that actually going in, so in our reactants, we've only got 1 carbon atom. Coming out, we've got 6 carbon atoms. So we know that this isn't completely balanced yet. If we also look as well, we've got 2 hydrogen atoms. We've got that 2 next to that H. We've got 12 on this side. Again, so our hydrogens aren't balanced. And coming in here, we've got 2 oxygens here and 1 here, which gives us a total of 3 oxygens going for our reactants. On the other side, we have 2 oxygens here and 6 on this bit, giving us a total of 8. So we can tell that this isn't balanced yet. Now, you can either pause the video and work out how to balance it yourself, or you can continue playing and I will show you the answer for this one. This is one that you will just need to learn, and so you've got it in your mind, you know it off the top of your head. It's one of the things I learned when I was at school and I can still recite it now. Balancing it is possible, but in an exam it might be easier just to remember it and recall it straight away. So to balance it, we put a 6 in front of almost everything. We put a 6 in front of our carbon dioxide, we put a 6 in front of our water, and we put a 6 in front of our oxygen. So we now have 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water produce 6 molecules of oxygen and 1 molecule of glucose. If we count up all of our atoms, we've now got 6 of everything on here. So we've got 6 carbons here, we've got 6 carbons over here as well. We look at the hydrogens next, we've got 12. So we had 2, we've times the whole thing by 6. So 12, 6 times 2 gives us 12. Got 12 on this side as well. The oxygen, slightly trickier to work out. We'll start with the water. We've got 6 oxygens here, so 6 O's, 6. We've got 6 lots of O2, so 6 times 2 is 12. 6 plus 12, so the 6 from the water and the 12 from the carbon dioxide give us 18. Over on the other side, so for our products, we've got our 6 oxygen atoms here, and we've got 6 times 2 gives us 12 here. So we've got a total of 18 oxygen atoms on this side as well. So that is a brief overview of photosynthesis. We're now going to go over some of the things that we have learnt in this video. So, photosynthesis is the process by how plants and algae make their own food. They use carbon dioxide and water, and they make glucose and oxygen. It's an endothermic reaction, so they get that extra energy. It needs energy to go in. They get that extra energy from the environment. I remember it thinking endothermic, energy needs to go in, it needs to enter. Enter and endothermic both start with N. So it was exothermic. Exothermic heat or energy will exit. Both exothermic and exit have that EX at the start. Now plants get that extra energy from light. So just to check what you can do, I would like you to write the word equation for photosynthesis, and if you can, write the balanced symbol equation for photosynthesis. Pause the video now and write them down. And welcome back. Okay, so first off, we've got that word equation for photosynthesis. We've got carbon dioxide plus water, and then an arrow, and making glucose plus oxygen. Now we have said that it's an endothermic reaction and it needs light to make it work. So convention dictates that we write light over that arrow to show that light is not part of the reaction as such, but it is required to make it happen. And for writing our balanced symbol equation, we've got 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O goes to C6H12O6 plus 6 O2. Again, we need light to make it happen, so we write light over our arrow. Now, these equations, try and learn them off by heart so that you know them. Once we come on to respiration, you will find that the equations are very, very similar. Once you know it one way, it's very, very easy to know it the other way. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope it has been informative. Very well done for keeping up with it and completing the work. Now please hit subscribe as well so you get updated when more videos are added. Thank you very much.